Hey guys, it's Robyn, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today I've got one of my favorite videos of the year to film. Not much beats a Bring Back My Bar first sniff haul, but we have cold sniffs. I won't say first sniffs because I have smelled the vast majority of these bars. I have smelled or warmed 13 out of the 20 scents before, and I have the other 7 are new to me. So we will go through the 20 here. And so these will be available June 1st. You can bundle them, you can use party rewards to redeem them, whatever you want to do is fair game. And this is just a very, very, very good Bring Back My Bar round. So if you're not familiar with Bring Back My Bar, every 6 months or so, twice a year anyways, we are allowed to vote back 20 or 25 bars to return for 1 month. And during that month, you can stock up on them, you can put them in your Scentsy club, so that you'll continue to get them going forward. Or you can just buy one and try them all and leave it at that. I went ahead and bought the consultant kit, which gives you all of the bars to try one. They are full-size bars. And then from there, I make very difficult decisions about what to stock up on, what to not purchase any more of, and what to put in my Scentsy club for the long haul. Now I will say many of the scents that came back this round are ones that I have been waiting for to come back so I can add them to my club. A couple off the top of my head are Plum and White Woods, My Wish was already in my club, and Cashmere Pear. Those are ones that I know I love and I know I want in my club, so I was very excited to see them come back. So thank you all for voting for those. Clearly it's not just me that likes those ones. And then yeah, there are 7 that I'm very excited to try and haven't smelled or worn before. So we will just kind of start with the ones that I have tried. And the first one I have here is Plum and White Woods. So this one is Sweet Raspberry Preserves and Damson Plum Weave Through Vanilla Orchid. So this one is Plum, Raspberry Preserves, and Vanilla Orchid. What would I categorize this scent as? I would say this is like a fruity woodsy scent, somewhere in the between. It was like a hint of floral. It's like a hint of floral. It's not a floral bar. The mood here is soft and feminine and kind of bedroomy without being perfumey. So it is fruity. It is on the fruity side, but not in a tropical fun summer way, more in a understated, soft, feminine type way. Raspberry Preserves. I'm not getting anything jammy here. Every time I film lately, Piper comes to hang out. I'm not getting jam. I am getting what could be raspberry, but it doesn't smell jammy. It smells like a fresh or maybe crushed raspberry rather than like a super sweet jam. Damson Plum. I wouldn't pick out plum in the notes here, but there is kind of a purpley quality to it. And the Vanilla Orchid, again, I don't specifically smell vanilla or orchid, but I do believe that there would be a very soft floral in here and a very kind of sweet rounded one. This is a very beautiful scent. And because I have warmed this quite a few times before, this one is a good performer as well in my home. I've only warmed this in our bedroom, so I do 2 cubes when I do that. It's a nice performer, fills the space with no problems. And I think in a smaller open layout or a large room, this would hold up fine. I don't know if I would do it in a very large open space with high ceilings and stuff, but in my home, I think it would be fine. And in my bedroom, it does very well. So this is one that will be going straight into my club. I know I love this one. I've been waiting for its return. Next, we have Rustic Lodge. This one is a warm fragrance of cedar, oak, and musk with traces of wood smoke and fallen leaves, which sounds like just fall in rural Canada in a bar. So we got cedar, oak, musk, wood smoke, and fallen leaves. And this one is beautiful. So if you're generally not a fan of pine scents, or if you're generally not a fan of woodsy scents, this one might be a safer bet for you. I am not one for Scentsy's pine tree or balsam notes, but this one smells like a real forest. Like, I'm thinking of a spot that we sometimes drive through on the way to somewhere else, and it's kind of like in the middle of nowhere, like 2 hours from any kind of like community, and there's like a waterfall, but there's nothing aquatic here. But that place is just pine trees in the forest with like sun warming the pine needles and like warming the dirt and everything else. So it smells like warm bark and warm pine needles. This smells like warm bark and warm pine needles. And I do get like a bit of falling leaves. There is something a little bit crisp here and a little bit fresh, and that would be the falling leaves, I think. Wood smoke, don't be afraid of that note. If you're afraid of smoky notes, I don't smell anything smoky in this. I also have a very, very, very aged bar of this that I don't get wood smoke out of either. So the wood smoke does not really seem, in my experience, to get stronger with time. So don't be too afraid of that wood smoke. This is very beautiful. This smells like an actual forest. I don't get fall vibes here. It could be very beautiful in the winter or fall, but this could be very easily a summer woodsy type bar. I really like this. This will be a strong club contender for me, and I'm excited to warm that. Next we have my daughter's, I think, second favorite of the bunch. This is Happy Birthday. This is a Candylicious confection of sparkling sugar, fluffy whipped cream, and vanilla extract. Now I had a bar of this that was very old. It still held up well. So this is one that I think you could stock up on if you want to, and it would hold up for a few years. And this new bar is much stronger than I expected too. So I thought this one might be light because it's a new pour and it's a vanilla based scent. This is actually quite a nicely strong bar. What I smell is cake. This smells like cake and icing. I don't know that I'm getting sugar, or at least if I'm getting sugar, it's not the same sugar cane note that Scentsy is using this summer. This is a more fluffy vanilla-y type sweetness. Yeah. The primary note here is definitely vanilla extract and maybe the whipped cream. Nothing milky here. So if you're afraid of like the whipped cream note being milky or like sour, that is not the case here at all to my nose. And this one was a good performer in my home. It did fill the open layout. It was a one-dayer, but it did the job and it was good, really good. This one will be going straight into my club. The only question is whether it will replace birthday wishes or whether I'm gonna keep them both. That I don't know yet, but I do think this one was a better performer overall. So this one might replace birthday wishes in my club, but it is definitely going in my club. Next we have Painted Leaves. This is a bar that I tried when I first got into Scentsy, and this one, like, oh my gosh, this is one of the most unique scents that I think Scentsy has put out. This one is Wander Through Blue Spruce, Red Maple, and Golden Woods, which sounds just kind of like a generic fall woodsy scent. But there is more to this. Like, there's more here. I think I'm getting eucalyptus, and I've said that before. I swear there's eucalyptus in here. There's something cool. There's something kind of cool and fresh airy. Maybe even a hint of mint, but there's something cool, and I think it's eucalyptus. Or maybe it's just that cool blue spruce. I'm not sure. Red maple, not specifically, and golden woods. Golden woods to me implies amber, and I don't get anything ambery here. This one is literally like driving through a forest of like birch trees on a crisp fall day, and all the leaves are falling, but they're not all off yet. They're still on the trees, they're yellow, and they're still kind of leafy smelling as opposed to dry and crunchy smelling. So this is more of a fresh leaves type scent as opposed to dead crackly ones. That's more of a dry, that's also kind of a nice scent, but that's a different type of scent than when they're still on the tree, if that makes sense. So this is the leaves when they're still on the tree, but they have turned. This one reminds me of the drives we take in the fall time up in the like wooded areas around here where it is just birch forests and all you can see is like leaves falling like snow. It's just gorgeous. So this one, again, this one is a good performer from my memory. This one does fill the open layout in my home. I think this would fill most open layouts quite successfully. And this one, I remember being a long performer, like days, like several days, like I want to say 3 days. So this one is a very good performer. I strongly recommend this one if you like fall scents. Next we have Southern Sweet Tea. This one is a splash of heirloom peach, orange juice, and white tea. This is one that I had picked up like 7 bars of in a flash sale about a year ago. And this one is really nice. This one is a peach iced tea. And this one is a bit juicy. I did notice when I ordered this, it's warm where I live. It's about 75 degrees. 25 degrees in Canada. They did not include an ice pack in my box. My box was just bars in a box with paper. There was no bag, there was no ice pack yet. So I'm curious to know, let me know in the comments where you live and if you have ice packs in your packages yet. Because as of late May, we do not have ice packs in our packages yet for where I live in Northern Canada, but we need them. So I hope Scentsy does start including them here soon because it does get hot. So This one did get a wee bit juicy. I don't know if you can see that, yeah. So this is quite a strong bar. It smells like about a medium on cold, but on warm, this one does very well. It very nicely fills my open layout, and it's just kind of a nice, sweet peachy without being like tart peach, and it's also, it is bordering on candy peach, but that tea kind of helps it along. So this one is kind of a rather nice peach scent. Very nice, easy summer scent. If you don't know what you feel like, this is kind of a nice one to grab for. So this is a good one. Am I gonna club it? Probably not, but I do really like it. And I'll have to check my stockpile and see how much of it I have left and maybe pick up a bit more. So there's that one. Next we have one of my all-time favorites. This is My Wish. This is a confection of earthy figs, sweet violet, and playful marshmallows will have you wishing for more. This one is such an odd combination of notes, but this one is just beautiful and unique. Again, I've never smelled anything like this anywhere else, so it is unique, and I do like keep this in my Scentsy Club at all times. I did remove it for this next shipment because it'll be in June and we'll have this available, but it's going right back in my club as soon as that ships because I don't want to risk forgetting and being without this. This is one of my absolute all-time favorites. Oh, this one's beautiful. So the main scent here to me is marshmallow, and then the fig and the violet are kind of equal parts, but I'd say it's like 70% marshmallow and then like 15% each of fig and violet. And the fig and the violet, there's nothing dusty here. There's nothing, violet can be dusty depending on the fragrance oil used, but this is not a dusty violet. This is a very sweet, soft violet. It's not really powdery. It's not really dusty. It's just a very pretty violet. And the fig is just, it's not a super dark earthy fig either. It's just a little bit grounding. It just kind of makes it smell relaxing and less high-pitched. This is a very beautiful, fluffy, cozy, just very pretty, sophisticated marshmallow scent. So if you could do sophisticated marshmallows, this would be it. And this is one of my all-time favorites. So this one, again, I don't know that it's open layout worthy for most homes. I've done my open layout, it did fine. But again, my home is very easy to scent. I have 8-foot ceilings, 1-story house, nothing crazy going on architecturally. So my house is pretty easy to scent. In the bedroom, I do 2 cubes of this. It lasts a day or two. It does very nicely. This one does tend to stain the dish quite badly, so just be aware of that. You'll probably want to wash your dish out afterwards. Or if you're like me, you just have like despicably caked up dishes. Just how it is. But yeah, this is a favorite. Love that one. Gonna go back in my club. Next we have Fuzzy Blanket. This again is a nice kind of cozy bedroomy or laundry type scent, or bathroom, you could do it there too. This one is Snuggle Up to the soft scent of lavender, sandalwood, and sweet honeysuckle. This one, if you're familiar with stargazing, is quite similar to stargazing. If you're familiar with Jammy Time, it's kind of like a softer, sweeter version of Jammy Time. Not quite as strong, but it's beautiful. This is a very, very, very pretty, like laundry, cozy, like jammy type scent. Very cuddly, cozy, perfect for winter or just any kind of evening. Just a very relaxing scent. As far as notes, I would guess that there's lavender here. It's not the same type of lavender that you get in like French lavender. It's much more blended with the other things. Sandalwood, yeah, I could see that being there too. But again, this is such a well blended scent. It's hard to pick out individual notes. Honeysuckle, again, yes, I could see there being florals, but again, it's not like a super white floral or it doesn't smell like honeysuckle specifically. It doesn't smell like any of those things in the notes specifically. But if you're familiar with Jammy Time or if you're familiar with stargazing, it's definitely along that line. This is very, very nice. I think so this one is a good performer as well. I would say probably open layout worthy if you wanted it to be. I've only done this in bedrooms and it does very well. 2 cubes will last you 2 or 3 days at a nice medium strength. It's a good performer. Yeah, I really do enjoy this one. I will stock up on this one. It's one where a little goes such a long way. I don't feel the need to club it, but I could see this one being a absolute love for many people. It is beautiful. White Sands, we have Night Blooming Jasmine, softened by coconut milk and rice, enveloped in the gentlest breeze. So we have jasmine, coconut milk, and rice. This one I have a bar of in my stash. I have not warmed it. This one is Just gorgeous. So this one, if you're familiar with Soak and Raise, or with, what was the other one that was kind of along that line? Maybe Plumeria Peach, but sort of those like suntan lotiony florals. This teeters on that edge without going over into headache territory for me. This is beautiful. So you do get the jasmine, absolutely. I also smell something that smells more like maybe Plumeria or Tiare flower or something along that line. But the coconut milk and the rice soften this. And when you see the rice, you might get nervous and think like, rice, really? It doesn't smell like rice that you eat. This is just like a very soft, sweet kind of scent. Yeah, this is very, very pretty. If you liked the idea of Soak and Raise or the other types of scents along that line, but found they were just a little bit too floral for you, this is a less floral version of that. Very, very nice. And again, I can't speak to performance yet. I will warm this, but I do love this scent. I could see this being one I stock up on. This, I think, would be beautiful in bathrooms, beautiful in bedrooms, and I could see this being very nice in an open layout as well. And I probably will, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I'll test this yet, but I would like to see how this does in an open layout. But that is very nice. And again, if you like Soak and Raise and all of those other suntan lotion floral scents, I think you're gonna love this. But again, if you found those just a bit too much, I would still give this a try potentially, because this one might be a winner for you. Next we have Watermelon Patch. This one is sweet vine ripened watermelon. So this one is just watermelon. To my nose, it is not an authentic watermelon. This is very much a watermelon candy, like gummy candy. Very much a watermelon gummy candy. It smells great. It smells like candy, but not like authentic watermelon to my nose. There was one we had in Bring Back My Bar a couple of years ago called Watermelon Mint. That was probably one of the more authentic watermelon scents I've smelled. That is not available this round. But Watermelon Patch, if you're looking for a watermelon and candy sweet is okay with you, this could be one to try. Another thing you could do is mix this Watermelon Patch with a more green fresh scent and try to make a more authentic watermelon. I also really want to mix this with like mint fields and try to make like a watermelon mojito or something like that. So again, this one is a nice fun bar and also probably has really fun mixing potential. And from memory, this was a kind of an average performer if I remember right. I warmed this a couple years ago and thought it was all right. I think it was like a one-dayer. I think it filled my open layout quite nicely, but again, a shorter duration kind of one-day average bar. So there's that one. We'll give that another warm. Next we have Churrochuro. This one is baked pastry sprinkled with cinnamon sugar, captures that heavenly churro charm. So we have baked pastry and cinnamon sugar. You really can't go wrong with that. And you cannot. Oh my goodness. If you're missing almond croissant, this is like that, but it has kind of a fried scent as well. So this one does smell fried, like churros, but it does have that vanilla, like pastry type scent. This also kind of reminds me of the cinnamon sugar donuts you get on like little donut trucks and stuff. Those like the ones that they like make and fry right in front of you. They're amazing. But this smells a lot like that to my nose too. Again, kind of along the same line as a churro. On cold in the package, this clamshell smells quite light. I did have an old bar of this that I warmed in the fall, and I did it in my open layout, and it did amazingly well. It lasted like 8 to 12 hours, but like very nice intensity. This one I would say will probably age well, because the other bar that I had of this did age very well. It was a few years old and it was nice and strong when I warmed it. So this one will be a club one for sure for me. I can't say no to a cinnamon sugar bar, and so there is another club one for me. I am so excited I could add that to my club again. Or not again, I've never had it in my club, but I'm so excited I can get it again and have it in my club. Next we have Cashmere Pear, another favorite. This one is Slip into Sensual White Amber, Madagascar Vanilla, Silky Pear, and Warm Red Ginger. A blend as smooth and luxurious as fine spun cashmere. So lots going on here. We have White Amber, Madagascar Vanilla, Pear, and Ginger. And this one is just gorgeous. Like, this one is a little feminine, beautiful bedroom scent, and very long lasting, good performer. I'd say moderately strong, but like very long lasting. The thing I smell the most here is the ginger and the pear. It's not fallish in any way. The pear here is not a super fruity pear. It's more of an understated poached pear without being bakery. There's nothing bakery here whatsoever. This is more of a perfumey style bar. Yes, I would say this is kind of a perfumery style pear. So you get a lot of ginger, but again, it's not ginger like, what would I say? It's not the same as like the ginger you eat. It's also not gingerbread ginger. This is more like when you're like grating ginger to cook with, that fresh grated ginger. Amber, there is a very warm tone to this bar. It's a very warm bar between the ginger and kind of that nice pear and the vanilla. The vanilla is not overly sweet here either. So you're getting, I would say, pear and ginger mostly. Amber really kind of rounding it out, making it feel perfumey. And that Madagascar vanilla, I don't smell vanilla, but I do get a lot of like roundness and very, very nice blending here. This is very well blended. It's hard to pick out individual notes. But if you want kind of a cozy, cuddly, like kind of bedroom scent, I don't know that I would do this in the open layout, but any bedroom or anything you want to feel very relaxing, any space you want to feel cozy and relaxing while still feeling very sophisticated, this is the bar I would pick. Oh, this is a very, very beautiful one. And again, a little goes a long way. 2 cubes in our bedroom is what I've done in the past, and that does very, very well. So this one, a little goes a long way. Really like that one. Next, we have a crowd pleaser, Sweet Pea and Vanilla. This is a favorite of many. This one is ambiance of raspberries and sweet pea petals with vanilla. So raspberries, sweet pea, and vanilla. It's mostly sweet pea. This one, to my nose, I would say is like 93% sweet pea, 5% raspberry, and like 2 or 3% vanilla is what this one is. I don't get a whole lot of vanilla at all. Very little raspberry either. This is mostly sweet pea. And if you love the smell of sweet peas, this is a bar for you. And this one, if I remember right, does quite well as well. Nice and long lasting. I would say medium strength. I would say like an average performer overall. So this one is, you have to like floral. It does have a tiny hint of fruitiness to kind of jazz it up a little bit. And that raspberry edition is pretty. Yeah, so there's that one. This one also reminds me a lot of one of the summer bricks we had. What was it? Pink apple and nectarine, I think it was. This one reminds me of that. I think that one might be just a little bit fruitier and a little bit more perfumey. This one doesn't really have a perfuminess. It just is more like an authentic sweet pea scent with just that hint of raspberry. Yeah, that one's nice. It's not one I like am super excited about. I just don't tend to go for the floral so much, but for people who like florals or for those folks that just love sweet peas, this is one you probably want to give a try to. Next we have Ghostly Greetings, a very controversial scent. This one is Spooky Black Plum, Spiced Berry, and a dash of bourbon are brewed in a cauldron and ready to beckon you in. So we've got black plum, spiced berry, and bourbon. This one is earthy. Earthy, 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 like super earthy. I would say dead leaves, maybe a little bit of like decaying leaves. A spiced berry, I'm not so sure about. Yeah, but like dried on the vine. Like the bush has like gone dormant in the late fall, and like there's still some berries sitting on it that haven't fallen off or been eaten by birds yet, and they're just kind of dry. And that's kind of what the berries smell like to me. Black plum, maybe there's a bit of a juiciness here, like a little bit. Bourbon I'm not smelling. This is a deep, rich, earthy scent. It is a little fruity, but not in like a bright way. This smells like what a witch's house would smell like. I feel like if you walked into a witch's house, this sounds silly, but if you walked into a witch's house and she had like herbs drying in her kitchen and just like everything was kind of dark and like regal but dark, this is what her house would smell like. Just kind of like witchy. It smells witchy. It's kind of fun. I do enjoy this around Halloween. It's not a scent I typically go for my house, but around Halloween, there's like, I do this like once a year. And I do still have some from the last time I got it. Yeah, this one is one that like you have to, it's a mood. This one is a real mood. You have to be in the right mood for it. And some people absolutely despise this bar. Fair. This one is quite a unique bar. Not going to be for everybody. But if you're into those kind of incense, not even incensey, like I don't know if it's incense so much, but if you're into those kind of like earthy, dark, witchy type scents, this one is definitely one to try. And this is a fun one to try. Like I said, it's got to be the right mood, but this one is a fun one and a good performer too. This one lasts a very long time, like several days from my memory. I think I did this one in my office last fall and it went for like 3 or 4 days, if not longer. So this one does quite well. And again, super, super unique. Next we have a new one to me, and this one, the color is like this like beautiful Wedgwood blue, and it's so pretty. This is Harbor's Edge, and this one is beach grass, flowering raspberry, northern oak fern, and salty musk. So lots going on here. We got beach grass, raspberry, oak fern, and musk, like salty musk. Okay, I get salty for sure. Salty musk is what comes out first for me. Beach grass for sure. And yeah, there is kind of a tang of raspberry. It's not like screaming raspberry to me, but there's like a tang to it that is both the salt and the raspberry. The oak fern, I'm not sure that I'm smelling. I'm not sure that I'm smelling that fern. I'm definitely getting the salty musk, like first and foremost, along with the beach grass and like a tang of raspberry. Just like a little bit at the end of the sniff. This is very interesting. I can see why it's popular. I would categorize this as a fresh type bar. I think pretty for bathrooms probably, maybe even bedrooms, especially in the summer. Smells like maybe a light medium to medium on cold to me. I will be excited to warm this. And again, we're now into bars that I haven't smelled, so this is a new one to me. Yeah, it's not love at first sniff for me, but it's interesting and it's unique and not mad at it at all. I do like a good beach grass scent, and I do like salty notes, and the raspberry is kind of nice addition too, so excited to warm that. Next we have Whiteout. This one is an exhilarating blast of cool peppermint and sweet golden apple, blanketed over, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read like tiny print on a small screen. Blanketed over frosty winter pine. So we have peppermint, sweet golden apple, and winter pine. Pine scares me, but I love peppermint and I love apple. So this one I'm actually quite excited for. This one's good. Oh, that's nice. Oh, okay. It is very minty. You're gonna have to like mint, but it is softened by that apple. And the apple does smell like a golden apple. And it kind of reminds me of like, what is the gum? Like double mint gum? That one has a similar note to it, like specifically the double mint gum. Frosty winter pine. Like maybe the tiniest hint, like the tiniest hint. If you're afraid of pine, don't be afraid of Whiteout. I'm not getting so much pine here. This is a lot of sweet peppermint, and it's a sweet peppermint with just like, it's pretty. This is gonna be a beautiful bedroom scent. It smells like a light medium to medium on cold. I cannot wait to get this in my warmers. I really like this. I could see this being club worthy if it performs. Oh, that's nice. And again, unique. We've had lots of mint scents over the years. This one is different than those. This is really pretty. If you're into mint, if you're into apple, I think this is worth a try. If you're looking for pine tree, it's probably not going to be here. But if you're into apple or mint, this is a winner. That's worth trying. Next we have the bar I was probably the least, well, not the least excited about, the most worried about, I guess, Cherry Vanilla. So this one is a delightful swirl of candied cherry and sugared almonds folded into velvety white chocolate ice cream. So white chocolate ice cream sounds phenomenal. Candied cherry is going to be hit or miss for me. Sugared almonds, and the almonds is what scared me because cherry can take on kind of an almond extract note. I'm thinking of cherry almond pie. That bar had a very strong almond extract note to it and not a whole lot of cherry. I like fruity cherry scents. So cherry vanilla, and the packaging on this one is really pretty too. Cherry vanilla. Ooh, we got bright juicy cherry here. We do have almonds. Okay, candied cherry is the main note. And it is a fruity cherry, kind of similar to the cherry in Maraschino Sugar Cookie to my nose. So I think whether you like this one is going to depend on what you thought of the cherry note in Maraschino Sugar Cookie. It is a fruity cherry. It does lean just a wee bit into like cough syrup territory, but it's very, very sweet. So it doesn't quite get there. Sugared almonds I'm smelling. It smells like slivered almonds that are like roasted. I really like it. Not almond extract. It smells more like roasted slivered almonds. And then the white chocolate ice cream is the one I'm struggling with. I'm not smelling so much of that on cold. Like maybe just a tiny bit. It's hard to pick that apart, but I do think I'm smelling just a little bit of something. Nothing milky at all. Candied cherry, like 75% of the scent, 70, 75. Sugared almonds, 20. And like 5% that white chocolate ice cream is I think what I'm smelling as far as the breakdown goes. I kind of like this on cold. I was kind of worried about it. But I think I'm gonna like this. So that's actually quite a fun one. This one smells like cherry milkshake. No, not cherry milkshake. Not milky enough to be a cherry milkshake. I don't know what this smells like, but it's pleasant. I'm a fan. I'm excited to warm that. Next we have Love and Kisses Minnie. This is a Disney collection bar, so it's a licensed bar. So this one is The Sweetest Girl is the One You Never Forget. And this fragrance, bursting with bright red berries, fresh apricot, and creamy vanilla, captures her everlasting charm. So that's a long-winded way of saying it smells like red berries, apricot, and vanilla. So that sounds like a pretty solid combination of notes there. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Okay. This one is, I get slight body care out the gate. Like the first sniff, I get body care. Like a little bit of like something maybe just a tiny bit musky or a tiny bit ambery, something like a little bit body care without being like perfumey. It's not perfumey. It is creamy. I would say I'm definitely getting creamy vanilla. I would say like apricots and cream with berries on top. This is very creamy in like a melted ice cream kind of way, in like a very sweet way, not a sour way, not a milky way, but like a melted ice cream type of way. Definitely like vanilla ice cream melted with apricots and berries. I am smelling berries, and I would say raspberry and or strawberry is what I'm smelling there. That's very pleasant. It seems to be a little bit on the lighter side. I would say light medium on cold. My daughter has claimed this one. She's very excited about this one. So yeah, Minnie Mouse bar is going to be all my daughter's. But yeah, this one's very pretty. I'm really liking that creamy note there. I wish they would use that more. That is a very nice like creamy note. And that apricot's really nice too. Yeah, that's pretty. I can see why this came back. This one is kind of going to be, I think, a sleeper favorite for a lot of people because you smell it at first and you're like, okay, it's another slightly body care, fruity type scent. We've got so many of those. But there is something different about this. That creamy note is unique. And I feel like the balance here is what makes this one interesting to me. Because I smell all three of the notes. I smell creamy vanilla, kind of melted. I smell apricot, fresh apricot, and it's juicy and sweet. And I also smell equal parts like strawberry raspberry mix. I keep wanting to smell this one. I'm finding myself wanting to put my nose in this. So that tells me this is going to be a good one, I think. Next we have Beach. This one is papaya and honeydew, sweetened with a hint of coconut. So probably pretty fruity. Oh yeah, papaya. All papaya all the time. Doodah. So much papaya. Has papaya. Honeydew, I'm not smelling so much on cold. Like, not really. Coconut. Not specifically. I'm smelling papaya. Like a lot of it all at once. It is bright and juicy. It is strong. And it's very tropical. I think it reminds me a little bit of like maybe Jet Set Go, but way stronger. Jet Set Go had that same very papaya tropical feel, but it was very, very light, very, very soft. This one is punchy, and yeah, I'm a fan. This one I think would be fun for mixing too. But yeah, this one I think is going to be a good one. I think that will be open layout worthy in my house at least. Smells quite strong in the clamshell, and I'm a fan. Like that one. Next we have one that I am nervous about. This one is Hemingway. So this one is, let me bring it back closer here. Rich ripe apples and warm woody accents of sandalwood and cedar with hints of spice. So ripe apples, sandalwood, cedar, and spice. Now that sounds promising. Like when I look at the notes, that sounds like something I should like. But people say it's masculine, and I'm not into cologne type scents. So we'll see how this one plays. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's not cologne-y. There's nothing cologne-y about this. Oh. This one is like warm fall. Oh. Apples, yes. It's like roasty, toasty apples. Oh, baked apples with like cinnamon and like maybe nutmeg, but probably definitely cinnamon. Cedar, yes, but like a nice warm rich cedar. Oh, that's a nice cedar. And sandalwood, I could see it being in there, but I'm not smelling it specifically. This is like cedar cider mixed with more apple. Oh, that's good. Well, there's a club one for me. Yeah, that's going in the club. I don't care how it performs. If you liked, okay, if you wanted the Wizarding World of Harry Potter bar, that one kind of reminds me of this, but that one is just a little bit teetering on cologne territory, and a bit more masculine. This one is zero cologne to my nose, and just warm, rich, woodsy apples. Like this one is fall, like woodsy, warm fall. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that one is going to be delicious, I think. Very, very fallish to my nose. So a little out of season right now, but that is delicious. So I think this one smells like it would age well. If you have had this before and it did age well, let us know below how it ages. But it smells like it should age well. With the apple and those woodsy notes, that smells like it should age well. And if it does, I'm going to be stocking up on this one. That is good, if not club. That is a fabulous one. Oh my gosh. Club's going to be in trouble, you guys. Next we have, and I think this is last but not least, we have Vanilla Suede. This one is classic vanilla and rich amber and hints of sandalwood and spice, a subtly masculine fragrance. So masculine again scares me a little, but I do think I'll like this one. I like suede notes, I like vanilla, I like sandalwood, I like spice. This one sounds like it should be a hit. And so yeah. Ooh. This one is weirdly enough reminding me of like a different version of Fuzzy Blanket. Okay, there is more vanilla on the back. This is very rich and warm. I'm getting sandalwood. I'm getting amber most. Like sandalwood and amber are the main notes here. It is a warm, nice vanilla here as well. And spice, not as much that I'm getting. Not as much on the spice. So if you're afraid of spice, don't be with this one. This one's okay there. But I do think this one is just subtly masculine. It's not cologne-y. It just leans subtly masculine. But it kind of reminds me of Fuzzy Blanket, weirdly enough. Maybe my nose is just going haywire at this point. Okay, no, this one's different. This is much more floral, lavender, cozy, feminine. This one is woodsier, richer, a little bit more masculine. But these ones could be like a couple. You got your hers and his. That would be kind of like how I would imagine these. Kind of a masculine cozy scent, feminine cozy scent. Yeah, I like Vanilla Suede though. And again, when I say masculine, this is totally unisex as well. It's just leaning slightly masculine to my nose, just barely. But yeah, this one I could see easily doing this anywhere in my house, honestly. This one seems like a nice warm background scent for pretty much anywhere in the home. I really like that one. That is very, very nice. And again, I think this would age well. So this will be a stock up one, I think, for sure. Okay, so that is all of the Bring Back My Bars. Before we hop off, I do want to do a quick sniff of the Aloha Orchid scent of the month. So here we have Aloha Orchid. This is the May scent of the month. This one, I've probably been the last one to smell it, so oh well. This one is A Trip to the Islands beckons as coconut cream and exotic lilikoi pineapple water mingle alongside plumeria petals and purple orchid. So we have coconut cream, pineapple water, plumeria petals, and orchid. Yeah, this is nice. It smells like something familiar too that we've had recently. Is there a berry note in here? I think it's the pineapple that's reminding me of a pineapple we had in one of the summer bricks. Maybe, is there pineapple in the mixed berry one? Because it smells kind of, it reminds me of the sweet summer berries one, a little bit. Mostly I'm getting that plumeria petal. That is kind of the primary note here. This is kind of, I would say, mostly a floral scent, but it's not a super heady floral. It's a cool, crisp floral with a hefty dose of fruit. There's a lot of pineapple here. Coconut cream. On the back, I'm getting just the barest hint of something kind of creamy. So it's just there to, I think, smooth things out a little bit. And orchid, I'm not sure. I'm smelling, what I'm smelling mostly is like a tart, fresh, crisp floral, which is typically plumeria. I'm also smelling hibiscus. It's not in the notes. I don't think it's in here, but my nose is reading hibiscus from this, that tart floral. But that could just be the way that the pineapple is mixing with the plumeria, adding tartness. It's pretty. This is very nice. I think if you like fruity florals, this is a very safe bar. This I think would be called like a crowd pleaser. I can't see most people disliking this one. I think most people would enjoy this. I think if you're giving a gift to someone, this would be a safe bar to gift them. Yeah, most people don't mind a fruity floral, and this is a very fruity floral. So yeah, very nice. Smells fairly reasonably strong in the package. I would say like solid medium plus in strength on cold. I have not warmed it yet, but I'll let you know in what I've been warming coming up. Yeah. So what to expect from here as far as Bring Back My Bar reviews. I'm gonna get to warming these like in 5 minutes. As soon as I'm done filming, I'm gonna be going around with cotton balls and like changing my warmers out and getting to warming these for you guys. Once I have warmed all 20 of the bars, I will sit down and do warm reviews for you and let you know what performed well, what didn't, if my opinions changed at all. Because like I said, cold sniffs are just cold sniffs. Many of these bars I have warmed before and I'm familiar with how they perform. I will warm them again anyways and let you know how they do now. Or if I notice differences between my older bars and my fresh bars, and that might give us a sense of what ages well and what gets stronger with age. But out the gate, just impressions. Surprise hit is Hemingway. I did not think I was gonna like this. People were describing it as masculine. Like I haven't watched any videos yet, but like I've just seen people describe Hemingway as masculine in like Facebook comments and stuff here and there. But I don't get masculine. I get warm, toasty, cozy cabin in the fall. That is, oh, that's good. Beach was really nice. I do miss like Jet Set Go, and I've always wanted a stronger version of it. So I'm very excited about Beach. White Sands I've wanted back for some time. Cherry Vanilla was surprisingly good. I'm excited to warm that. Whiteout is, oh, that is a great one. I love mint. And this is a very good one. Harbor's Edge is probably, if I had to pick, oh my gosh, you guys, like this is such a solid, strong group of Bring Back My Bars. If I had to pick a least favorite, it's probably going Ghostly Greetings and Harbor's Edge, but I don't dislike either one of these bars. I like these both. But they're probably ones I would warm less than the others. But man, my club is in trouble. Like a lot of these are going to be clubbed for me. Like at least 5 or 6 of them. So we're gonna have to make some room, which means club cuts are gonna be coming. The other thing is, I think even if you're not super into bakery yourself, it wouldn't hurt to club Happy Birthday because most people do like vanilla. There are exceptions. Turns out my boss is one of them. But there are exceptions. Most people though do enjoy vanilla. This is a very like nice, strong sweet vanilla birthday cake type scent. And I think this is a great one to have just on hand for gifts. Throw it with a birthday card and there's a nice little gift for like coworkers or neighbors or whoever that you don't normally buy like a big gift for, but you just want to give them something. This could be a good one for that. And that's kind of what I do with birthday wishes in my club. So excited to have happy birthday. That is a good one. This bar will be going for my daughter's birthday in June, so that'll be hers. But yeah, oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. I could sit here and smell for a while, but I'm gonna go start melting. I would love to hear below what bars you're most excited for from Bring Back My Bar. If you've tried any of these before, which ones are you most looking forward to? Which ones perform the best in your home? And any that you're nervous about, I would love to hear below as well. As for random question of the day, I would love to know below what you make when it's hot outside for dinner. So I'm finding, we don't have central air, so I'm finding I don't want to use the oven or the stove for too long on days when it's very hot. So when it's very hot, what do you like to make for dinner? We've been doing like, you know, salads, just heating up quick things, that sort of thing. But like, what do you make? Like grilling is also a great option, and that's something that we do as well. But I just love recipe ideas or ideas for what to make when it's too hot to cook. So put that below for me as well. Other than that, I will talk to you guys in the next video. See you next time. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.